Are we ready?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna fire in, and we just want to talk to you guys a little bit about who you are, where you've come from, your life stories and all, and then we'll get to learn a little bit more about Afriforex and how the whole concept came about, and so on and so forth. So just to fire in, if you introduce yourselves and just go on, just have a chat.
Okay. So, as you all know, I guess other people don't know, my name is Mitch Kaniaru. I'm a trader with Afriforex. Yeah, that's the main thing. I love trading, and ideally I love the freedom that it gives me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm John Bogwa. I'm sure some of you have already seen me by now. Quite a number of videos. I'm the talkative one in the Afriforex group. But just like Mitch said, I also love to trade. I also do it for the freedom, something that we've done for quite a number of years now, and it's something that we're really passionate about. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mitch, is this something that you always wanted to get into? Is it something that you stumbled upon? So talk us through a little bit about how you discovered it, or you already knew about it, and how you then carried on from there.
Well, I'd known about it. This was when I was in university in USIU studying finance and accounting. So I had known about it, but my main goal at that point in time was banking. I was more interested in going into a bank and figuring it out, and ideally getting a high position in a bank. But once I graduated and did go to a bank, moved through different departments, corporate finance, I did go into the treasury department as well. And that's where a lot of Forex and trading was happening. Not necessarily trading per se, but they were dealing with a lot of Forex. And there was one particular trader in the bank who, his target was around 500,000 shillings, around $5,000 a day. And I was like, okay, why am I working here? I figured out if I was working there for a number of years, even if I did move up the ranks, anything could happen and I could lose my job. Plus the whole factor of I wanted to travel, and I realized employment at that point in time was not for me. I had known about trading before then, but that really got me over the edge, and I was like, let me just start. And I figured that I would quit and avoid employment altogether, started another business so I could get money dealing with tenders and government contracts, supplying different things, and that money was being used to fund my trading. So I figured I would rather learn as I'm still at least making money, but at that point in time I did not want to be employed. Yeah.
Okay.
John?
Well, my journey began same time. We were actually in USIU together. With Mitch, we shared quite a number of classes, including Japanese. Remember Japanese class?
Oh, yeah.
Which we failed.
First time, I did it
We
again.
failed. And we repeated Japanese.
Passed the second
You
time.
passed the second time, I passed as well. Yeah, so we shared quite a number of classes and stuff. We actually got into trading more or less at the same time. But funny enough is I didn't know he was trading. And I was also trading, like we were doing it separately. It was only until after we left campus that we actually found out, oh, you also trade as well and stuff. And funny enough, we were friends all along. We just didn't know that,
From high school, actually.
Yeah. We just didn't know that we were actually doing trading on our own. So when we found out, that's when we actually came together. But for me, my story is a bit different in that I was never employed. So straight out of university, I just went straight into FX and all the drama that's involved in Forex, the losses, the learning, constantly looking for strategies that work out there on YouTube and stuff, trying so many things out before you finally find the right path of which 5% of the traders in the world follow. So yeah, for me, that's how I can really say my journey has been. No employment, just going straight into FX. That's where I am right now.
Okay. It sounds like it's a very personal journey. And the both of you have alluded to something that I think a lot of people coming into Forex get into but don't realize. It's as though you're all alone. There's never been a community, and as I can imagine, especially when you guys were doing it, you were literally friends.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna be talking about their FX journey. So you kind of end up doing it all alone. So if you guys were to go back and have a conversation with yourselves at that point, what would you do different? What advice would you give yourself?
That's easy for me. Get education. Find someone who actually knows what they're doing and seek out their advice. Ideally, no one is a master of anything, but in order for you to get good at something, someone had to have been taught by someone who was also good at it. So the one thing that I did was mainly look for free information. Just go online, what's free, what can I get? Immediately I see a charge or any money, I'm like, this is not for me. I would look for as much free information as I could, and that information did not help. I knew about the basics and everything, but I think if I did go back and seek someone who actually knew what they were doing and they could actually teach me, my learning curve, or at least I would have been in a different position than I am now in terms of the success that I would have been able to receive. Because I learned a lot based on mistakes and constant losses, failing, then getting better. Similar to what we did in Japanese. Fail the first time, but ideally you keep on going and not giving up. But seeking someone who did know what they were doing, because even for me, things did change once I actually decided if I'm going to, it's not me paying for someone else's course or someone else to teach me, it's investing in myself. I would rather find that information and I'll keep that information, so that money is not necessarily disappearing. It's how much money do you want to invest in yourself, or how much do you want to grow. The more you invest in yourself, the higher you go.
Feels like you stole my answer. I think it's because we probably went through the journey together.
Right.
But I'd actually tell my younger self the same thing. Invest in education, because most of the mistakes that we've made have been costly mistakes. And Forex, especially if you're trading on live and you're learning on live, it's going to be a whole lot more expensive. So we've made some really expensive mistakes. I personally have. I'll probably also tell my younger self to probably take less risk, as far as the markets go. Because of course, if you're learning and you don't know what you're doing and you're also taking big amounts of risks, then also that means that the losses that you're gonna incur are also gonna be massive.
Right.
Yeah, so probably taking less risk, and also, just like we said, investing in the education part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are long in the tooth now. So how long have you guys been respectively in the Forex space, actively trading?
For me, it's been around 8 years now. So it's been a long time, but I can say I ended up investing in education after 3 years. And so those first 3 years, it was up and down. I wasn't really moving anywhere. It was a bit of wins, a bit of losses, a bit of wins. And when I look back, I did not know what I was doing at all. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
About the same time?
Almost. Okay, mine is about 10 years. Because I tried before, but so many ups and downs, losses, massive losses, small wins. That's how it always begins. Before you end up really shifting and tilting the scales. Yeah, so more or less almost like almost 10 years. But as Afriforex, about 6-7 years now.
Okay.
As a team working together and looking at the charts together on a daily basis.
Okay. So I'm about the question, and I'm sure every person who's watching this video is going to ask is, what has been the biggest loss? And was there a point when you thought to yourself, I don't think this is for me?
No, I don't. I've never had that feeling of it's not for me. I'm on the mindset if you give up, then you fail. As long as you don't give up, I know that it's just that we're just there. You know, at that point in time, it was just at the edge. I know it's, as long as I don't give up, I will reach my goal. Yeah, so, and in terms of the biggest loss I've had, in fact, it wasn't particularly with the trading aspect where I did invest my money. What happened was when I just started out, I did go to started my other company where I was dealing with the supplies and everything. So there was a certain website that I'd seen that it was based on trading and everything, but it said that they would give you a certain amount of returns and everything like that. So I thought, okay, as I'm learning, I can invest a little bit of money in my trading account and put most money in there. And at this point in time, that was $10,000. Yeah, I did put that there. It was working out initially, then to find out that whole thing was a scam. Yeah, so I was very bitter at that point in time because I thought I might as well have just put this money in my own trading account, and even if I lost it there, then that would make more sense. But this time it just disappeared. So my first real big experience with loading money and investing, I was down to $10,000. Yeah.
He beat me to it. I thought my biggest loss was bigger. Damn, okay. Actually, my biggest loss was even before we were together.
Yeah.
Back in 2012, I lost $7,000 in one trade. In 2012. I know $7,000 right now is a lot of money. Then,
It was still a lot of money.
then it was way more money than what it is right now. So I remember there was one trade I took and I lost $7,000. I've now forgotten that trade till today. I think it was the USD yen. I think I went. It was just before NFP. Back in 2012, because I remember we had just graduated and stuff. Now I'm gonna go ham into this. Yeah, we're gonna make those millions, private jets, gold chains hanging on our necks and stuff. So I went in heavy, and I think I was in on quite a number of lots,
Right.
And the news came out the other way. The account, $7,000 gone.
So that was the whole account.
Not really, but it was a massive part of the account gone. But I never gave up. Just like Mitch said, I don't think there's ever been a point whereby I felt like, Forex is not for me. Of course, you'll have those days when, you go through maybe a losing streak and stuff, and you may think that maybe I need to take a break from this. Maybe relax a bit, come back to the charts when your mind is fresh and stuff. But in terms of, I don't think this is for me, let me go write a CV. I don't actually have a CV. I've not been employed. Where I'm like, let me actually go write down a CV and actually get employed. I don't think I've ever gotten to that point.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you've actually alluded to an interesting point, which is about the mindset of a trader.
Yeah.
So, after you were scammed of $10,000, what did you do mentally to get yourself back in the game?
Well, I don't think it really affected me in terms of, in fact, what it did, it actually motivated me to actually do it myself and not rely on anybody to end up helping me make the money that I wanted. So that actually pushed me to be more focused on trading my own money rather than having anyone else to do it for me. Because at least there I would take full responsibility of whatever happens. Because at that point in time I was like, I didn't even give myself a chance to actually lose that money myself. At least there I would have thought that ideally it would not have gone that far. Or all of it wouldn't have gone. So it never really demoralized me at all to stop or to consider anything. I was just like, okay, I might as well do this myself. and see how I can get that money back.
I hope you aren't fighting with the market. Like, give me back my money. You know, that's the end of giving more money to the judge.
Yeah, I did, but those were the lessons I had to learn myself. But I'd have rather learned with that 10,000 and lose it myself, because the lessons I would have learned from there would have been much better than just giving money out.
Okay. And John, so you were down $7,000. USD yen is looking like the worst pair.
I actually stayed away from USD yen for a long time. Like, you know what? Forget about these yen pairs. These things.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah. But it takes a lot to stay in the game, like mentally, because you know Forex is 100% psychological.
Right.
So it's all mental. So how strong you are mentally is what is going to determine how long you're gonna stay in the game. Because I know a lot of people quit maybe just even before they actually make it. You know, and I'm sure you've seen the picture of the guy who's digging for the diamonds and stuff, and the guy who's so close gives up, and the guy who's far away still keeps on going.
Yeah.
And Forex kind of feels like that. You know, you never know when you're gonna break through. You just need to keep on pushing. There will be days where you feel like I shouldn't trade, but you know, you still end up pushing yourself. The risk aspect, as long as your risk is in check, you should be able, you know, to keep on going. And for me, that's why I said, if I was to talk to a younger version of me, risk is everything. Because what normally happens is you end up over risking. Then when you finally start to get on the winning streak, you have no money left in the account.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you've lost. When you finally start to get it, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
That's
fair. So, it's 2012, you graduated, you're in employment, you've determined to not write a CV. How did you guys come together? What was the deciding factor? Why did you think you would be better together instead of apart? And how did you then navigate that journey? Because I'm certain that you each came with different trading styles. How were you able to merge it all together and carry on as a team?